Let's throw some jabs.
The fight starts now!
Well, Sergio, Ryan Garcia is scheduled to face Javier Fortuna on July 16th, but there is already buzz about a future fight with Tank Davis, with plenty of opinions on the outcome, including one from Canelo Alvarez. Take a listen.
Do you think he can beat Gervonta Davis?
I don't think so. I don't really think
What,
so.
not yet? Or
Not
just,
yet. Not
okay.
yet.
Still plenty of spiciness to that Canelo-Ryan Garcia relationship. So, Sergio, fact or fiction? Tank Davis beats Ryan Garcia.
Fact. And I'm going with what Canelo said, because Canelo is still one of the best fighters in the world. He knows the good and the bad that Ryan Garcia, he knows the training habits. He got to see it firsthand because they were stablemates. But he was with Eddie Reynoso then. He was with Canelo's trainer then. They were on a great streak, back-to-back knockouts, the best win of his career in Luke Campbell. Then he decided to change trainers, decided to change camps. He had a good win against Emmanuel Togo that went the distance. If you look at the resume, he was doing everything great, Ryan Garcia was. But all that's going to be twisted around now because of the change. So Tank Davis, even though he doesn't have the resume that you always keep harping him on, I agree with you on that, by the way. Tank Davis still a beast, man. A southpaw power puncher, relentless, and that left-handed angle, the short stance, he's just a tank. That's going to be a poor man's version of Marvin Hagler, another relentless southpaw with power, against a tall, lean power puncher and a left-handed puncher, and Tommy Hearns. I see that fight going the exact same way. Tank running over Ryan Garcia in under 3 rounds.
Well, look, I'm going to go with fiction for a few reasons. One, the Tank Davis support club kind of mystifies me. Plenty of talent in Tank Davis, obvious power at 130 and somewhat at 135, but his resume, which you mentioned, is rather flimsy. The biggest win on his resume is Jose Pedraza. That fight happened 5 years ago. The biggest win on Ryan Garcia's resume was Luke Campbell, and that happened a year and a half ago. I would argue that Luke Campbell is a better win than Jose Pedraza. Ryan Garcia has all the tools right now to beat Tank Davis. He's taller, he's longer, and he's more explosive than anyone that Tank Davis has been in the ring with. Tank Davis is not some volume puncher like a Marvin Hagler who's going to knock you out by throwing a high number of punches. I mean, look, against Rolly Romero, I think he threw 25 punches, landed 25 punches in that fight. So he's not going to beat you that way. He's going to have to get on the inside against Ryan Garcia. And Ryan Garcia has shown that's really hard to do. Romero Duno, he tried to do it. He got knocked out in the first round. Francisco Fonseca, he tried to do it. He got knocked out in the first round. Luke Campbell didn't get knocked out in the first round, but eventually got knocked out, this time by a body shot. I just think that unless Ryan gets careless, which I grant you is possible, but unless he gets careless, he is going to be able to control the distance against Tank Davis and catch him coming forward, trying to land a shot of his own. I think Ryan Garcia wins that fight by knockout.
Look, 2 fights ago against Isaac Cruz, Tank Davis had his hands full, but you know, Cruz was a short, strong power puncher who was able to get in the inside against another short fighter. Those are 2 short fighters that could bang. That you can throw that one out the window. Rolly Romero was slightly taller than Romero, and he was able to actually do pretty well. One judge had him ahead, but he just didn't have the experience. And once Tank closed that distance, we saw what happened. He knocked him out in sensational fashion. The same thing happens with Garcia. I think Garcia has moments. I think both of them actually get hurt in that fight. It would be a poor man's version of Hagler and Hearns, where both of them get hurt. But we saw what happened when Hagler closed that distance. He was able to knock out the taller, faster, left-handed jab and, you know, sharp left hook, like you said, that Ryan Garcia has. I see the same thing happening here. It's gonna be exciting while it lasts, but no, you can't compare the 2 power punchers. You can't compare the maturity and the ring experience. That's the main thing, the ring experience that Tank Davis has to what Ryan Garcia has.
Yeah, but Sergio, Gervonta didn't close the distance against Romero. Romero got knocked out because he lunged in and got hit with a counter shot. I don't think Ryan Garcia is going to do that. Ryan Garcia is not going to need to do that because he's going to have such a significant size advantage against Gervonta when he gets in the ring with him. Look, this is the kind of fight that anything can happen in. Whoever lands the first big punch is probably going to score a pretty spectacular knockout, but I think Ryan Garcia is all wrong for Gervonta Davis. He's going to have to get on the inside. He's going to have to take some chances, and when he does, Ryan has shown he can take advantage of that. He got off the deck against Luke Campbell, and then he ran Luke Campbell down and eventually knocked him out. I don't think he's going to have a problem knocking Gervonta Davis out.
That's a good point, because this fight will come down to who takes a better shot, and we've seen how Luke Campbell was able to put down Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia became a man that night. We haven't seen Tank Davis get off the canvas, so that's a good point. I'll give you that one.